Down here on location at OSHEAGA 2024 with the one, the only Minoe. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm great. Having
Awesome.
a great day.
Feeling good, looking good. I like the outfit.
Thank you.
Talk to us about this creative choice, because you said it wasn't the easiest fit.
Oh, I'm extremely uncomfortable. It's the best day of my life.
The best day.
Best
There
day
you
of my
go.
life. Terribly
Now,
uncomfortable.
No stylist? This is all you?
No, oh my God. I do actually, and my dear friend and incredibly talented costume designer Morgan Jusome made this for me. He's amazing. Highly recommend to any other independent artists looking for some costume work in Montreal. He did the hat. There's shoes that I'm not wearing currently. There's corset, everything. So, yeah, shout out to Morgan.
It's very Minoe. I like it a lot.
Thank you.
Now, originally from Halifax,
Yes,
correct?
yeah.
Halifax, Nova Scotia. Now, we have a connection here because this entire crew is in from Halifax right now.
No way.
Yeah, so the shout out to the crew over here. So, I mean,
guys.
how long were you in Halifax before relocating out here?
Well, I was born there, so I'm Maritimer.
Okay, through and through.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, so I moved here I think like 6 years ago. I
Okay.
think 5 or 6 years ago, and I came for art school. I did Concordia. I dropped out.
You dropped out. Now, what led to that?
Music.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Had to
so
focus on this stuff.
obviously it worked out.
It's going well.
It's going pretty
It's going
good.
well. Yeah, I'm here with you. So yeah,
So you still have that East Coaster in you then. I mean,
100%.
so how about this? We were trying to have a debate about this earlier. What is the greatest Halifax street food?
Oh, I mean, okay, fish and chips,
Of course.
donair. But fish and chips, you have to get it off a truck. If
Mhm.
it's not off a truck, it's not
It's not the same.
great, I would say. Fish and chips, donair, and then like kind of the poutine in Halifax is underrated. Willie's?
Yes. Oh, okay. Now this
You know
came
what I'm
up.
saying?
This came up. That's crazy.
Willie's is low-key better than a lot of the poutine that I've had here. Don't sue me.
Wow.
But it
You
is.
don't know. You guys should see the smiling faces surrounding me right now of the crew. They're absolutely loving this.
Willie's is great.
Now, what does it mean for you, to be a Canadian artist? Like, is that something that you really identify with? And if so, what is your
Yeah.
sort of perception of that?
I think very specifically being a Nova Scotian artist is like really important to me because I feel like there's not a lot of artists that are like really blooming from out there. It's a small place. It's pretty secluded. It's hard to get out there. And I feel very, very proud to represent. I love the people where I'm from. I love that's so beautiful out there. I love the East Coast, like just everything about it. So I'm very proud of that. And in my upcoming work, I'm going to kind of address my roots a little bit more too. So
Interesting. Now, how exactly did your career evolve when you came out here?
oof. In like every way. I don't
In
know.
every way. Okay,
Every
yeah.
way, yeah. Because, I was 18 when I moved out here. So, yeah, like a lot has happened.
For sure.
Also, I think very specifically, I had a manager and that didn't work out, and now I manage myself.
Okay.
And I think taking on that responsibility as an independent artist and learning, like, I'm very, very keen on industry literacy for artists. And that's very much changed my perspective on the music industry and changed the way that I move. And yeah.
So now I have to ask about that, because what's the biggest difference for you in terms of managing yourself? And I mean, I would imagine it's a good difference.
It is well, yes and no, because there's a lot more responsibility. It's a
Right.
lot more of a time commitment. But at the ssame time, I know everything that's happening.
Right.
I know everything that's happening. And if it's not working out, that's on me. I'm not,
Yeah.
so, and it's really, yeah, it maybe sounds a bit harsh, but I kind of like that. It feels I have total control over what's going on. And I need to shoot as many shots as I can. It feels very motivating.
Yeah,
to be
for
that
sure.
way.
Well, you have control over your own artistry, right? Which is something that I feel like a
Yes.
lot of artists crave in this business.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm happy to have that. It feels great. So
I love that. Now, we have a couple of photos here that we pulled up from your social media. I wanted to show you these photos, and you sort of just tell us the first thing that comes to mind or set the scene for us. So here's photo number 1. I love this one.
yeah. So I'm your favorite goblin's favorite goblin. So I have a single coming out on Friday called Jealous,
Mhm.
and I'm green with envy there. I'm just a
Nice.
jealous
Very
girl.
cool.
That's what that is.
Now-
That's not actually paint. I just turned green. When
Oh,
I'm
you
very
actually
jealous.
turned green? This is authentic? Okay, I like that. And I mean, very nice choice of seating as well.
Thank you. Thank you. That was by chance. We found it and we used it.
The perfect shot. Okay, now this is an interesting one. You're going to say, why is this photo in your phone? But trust me, this is for the interview. What can you tell us about this photo here? Talk about a throwback.
So I think I was 7 or 8 years old. This would have been in Halifax.
Okay.
And I was invited by my gym teacher to sing the national anthem for a track meet.
So you've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, I've been singing in my whole life. I think I started writing songs when I was like 7 years old too. So
Wow.
I was writing songs when I was her.
Yeah.
And they were all spelled wrong. I still have them. I have them and they're all color coded, like
Oh, there you
depending on
go.
like my mood.
The mood, it would be
So I
like
had,
pink
like-
for a happy one.
Yeah, like a bin of like color Sharpies, and I would like write all my songs in different color Sharpies, and they would all be like totally misspelled, and yeah.
What do you think is the biggest step of, bringing you to opportunities such as OSHEAGA, obviously massive gigs, because there's a lot of people who sang when they were 7 or 8 and they just sort of got out of it. I mean, what takes you to that next level?
Well, I think it kind of comes back to the self-management thing. I think really like since I took control and I was like, well, this is something I want. How can I? And if I can't get it, it's not like I can just be like, hey, let me play at OSHEAGA. Like,
Right.
I played in Paris and London, and I flew myself there, and I've been running around doing a lot to get the attention of people who would be like, oh, you might actually be a good fit for OSHEAGA.
Yeah.
So I think it starts with the work that you do independently outside of this to get the cool stuff. Yeah,
I like that.
And then you don't even have to ask. Then
They come to you.
they come to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of travel, what can you tell us about this photo right here?
That's in Valencia, in Spain. If anyone's watching from Spain, I'm obsessed
Shout out
with
Spain.
Valencia. I'm
Beautiful
obsessed with
backdrop as
Spain.
well, yeah.
I think about that tapas that I had over there pretty much every day. Came back to Canada, realized all my food is gray.
Yeah,
So
there you
I
go.
didn't realize that before. But yeah, I was there because my partner, who's also my producer, my main producer, is he did Berkeley in Spain. So
Oh, wow.
I spent some time over there with him while he was getting his master's.
Amazing. Which location that you've been to, either for music or just otherwise, has made the biggest impression on you and why?
London.
London, okay.
I love London.
Now, they say that's like the cultural hub of the world, basically, for music. I mean, would you
I'm obsessed
agree?
with London, yeah. I mean, the artists that come out of there, the music scene, and also just the people. People from London
Yeah.
are great. There's like a misconception, I think, because it's a mega city that people from London are kind of rude.
For
Not
sure.
true. Some of my favorite people I've ever met are from London, so shout out. Big
Shout out to London.
I love London.
Now, speaking on your sound, obviously, I feel like you have such a healthy blend of different genres in your sound. I get pop vibes, obviously a lot of R&B, some classic stuff. Is genre something that's important in your mind when you're making music?
No, it's not. I think I used to lean a bit more R&B and now I'm more pop, but pop specifically because it's really forgiving with the genre blending.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you can have a pop record like Gaga or like somebody, and you go through it and there's like, oh, this is like the Latin-y song, or this is like you know what I mean? And you can just kind of hear the different influences throughout the project and it doesn't feel incohesive.
Yeah.
That's why I love pop music or like alt pop music. So yeah, because also it's just feelings. Like I just want to convey a feeling. I don't really care what the genre is.
How to label it. So you deal with that after the fact.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Now, obviously, the music getting incredible reactions. I saw Timbaland reacted to your music live on TikTok. And by the way, people who haven't seen Timbaland's music reactions, he is unforgiving. So him giving a good reaction is huge.
So scared.
I would have been terrified.
I was terrified. Yeah. He has this little button which just goes like,
Yeah, you're out of here.
Yeah.
So you just saw him on live and you sent it in?
Yeah. I waited on his live, I think 3 times for like 6 hours or something. So yeah.
What did that mean to you to get that good feedback?
It meant everything. I mean, I grew up listening to Timbaland. He follows me now.
Nice.
I'm still like unsure if he knows that he follows me. Like maybe he
Right.
just forgot and I'm like just, like in the periphery. But yeah, Timbaland is amazing. I'm obsessed with his body of work. So that was really cool.
Definitely super huge. Now, tell me about this quote, music to dance through heartbreak to. What does this quote mean to you and why is that associated with Minoe?
Well, so my EP, Bleeding Heart's Disco, as I think is kind of a summary of that. But Bleeding Heart it's my favorite flower, but it's also, an overly sensitive person. It's like, kind of an expression for that. And I would categorize myself very much as an overly sensitive person. And I used to be really ashamed of that, but I think that's also led to my career. So I'm very proud of it now. And I wanted to create sort of a safe space for people who are similar to me, people who are sensitive, to dance through heartbreak, to cry and dance and just enjoy life and not be ashamed of being a bleeding heart. Yeah.
Is that sort of something that's really important to the creative process, sort of accepting the strengths that you have, in even personally or artistically, but also accepting some of the pitfalls as well, or challenges,
Yes,
I should say?
yes.
Yeah.
You have to lean into, well, you have to, who am I talking to? But I definitely lean into my, like, negative feelings, or at least I try to. Sometimes it's hard. Like, I have to admit that I've been wrong or something to, like, really get, like, a good thing. But I am wrong sometimes.
And that's a challenge, but it's worth it.
Yeah, like, you know, like, I think Cherry's a good example of that, my song Cherry, because that one, I was feeling so uncool and so insecure and just so terrible, but also feeling like, oh, but I should be confident and I should be cool and I shouldn't be feeling this way. And then the kind of experiment with that song was, what if I just let that voice, like, speak for a sec?
Yeah.
And it did, and that was Cherry. So
Let
like,
it speak for itself.
Yeah. So sometimes it's good to lean into that. So I definitely believe in, the rawness is, like, important.
That's amazing. I mean, to wrap up, obviously, your cover of "Serial Killer" by Lana Del Rey, incredible
you.
cover. I
Thank you
had
so
chills
much.
listening. Seriously. Now, what's the trick to covering a song that's obviously well established, but giving it your own twist?
Well, thank you for saying that it has
for sure.
my own twist. I think it's so important to have your own twist. I think the twist that we did was just the instruments, because we had, like, the live violin and it was kind of acoustic-y. But yeah, I feel like there's no point in doing a cover as an artist if you're not, like, gonna give it a little something different. Some of my favorites have done that. Like, did you see that Kali Uchis cover of Bjork?
No.
Did Venus of a Boy?
That sounds
As a Boy?
amazing, though. Holy smokes.
So good. And
I gotta
yeah,
check
she
that.
did her own twist anyway. But I'm very inspired by people doing that. I love to see it. And so I'm happy that I feel like maybe I've done that too. That's awesome.
You definitely have. Minoe, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Lovely talking to you.